Doresh tov li'amo v'dover shalom l'chol zaro. He sought the good of his people and was concerned for the welfare of all.
He saw that there was much to do here, and he was going to do it. I would have breakfast for him at the table, because they would go daven in the morning and he'd come home. I mean, supposedly come home. No, but he never came home for breakfast. I said, Freddie, breakfast is on the table. He says, I don't mind if it's cold. Just leave it there, but I have some things to do.
If I were to sum up the personality of Rabbi Wolf, I would use the term Ahavat Yisrael, the love of every single Jew. For example, if he heard that a Jew moved into the community, that Friday he would bring a challah, he would bring some wine or grape juice, and if necessary, he would give them a zuzah to put on the doorpost. And if that person said, well, I am a Reform Jew or I am a conservative Jew, he would say, that's wonderful. Welcome to the community. And he would give you the name and the telephone number of the local Reform rabbi or conservative rabbi and said, please call them and give them my regards and my best wishes.
That was our beloved Rabbi Dr. Ephraim R. Wolf. His vision of modern orthodoxy and his compassionate leadership of over 30 years touched the lives of so many and enabled the Great Neck community and the Great Neck Synagogue to grow and prosper.
All we talked about is how we could help Great Neck Synagogue grow.
Rabbi Wolf attended Columbia and received his PhD in education from Boston University. He pursued his smicha at Mesivta Torah Vadas and Ner Yisrael. Although he was a noted Hebrew educator and scholar, he is most remembered by all for his midot and by his many acts of chesed, privately and publicly. His way of making everyone feel important and comfortable, and in the case of our children, making them feel special.
When I was in 3rd grade at the North Shore Hebrew Academy, there was this terrible snowstorm one day. So we were excited. We thought we had no school. But Rabbi Wolf called and said he was coming to pick us up, and he didn't want my mother to drive in such bad weather. So we quickly got ready, and of course Rabbi Wolf came to the door. He wouldn't allow us to walk down the path by ourselves. And then he questioned me, did I have breakfast, and what did I eat, and did I take my vitamin? I have to admit, I don't know if I really told him the truth because I hadn't eaten much. We walked down the path, and the snow was quite high. By the time I got to the car, my boots were totally covered. And he looked at me and he said, are your socks dry? I don't even think I answered him when he said to me, I think I better get you another pair of socks and a pair of shoes. And so he went right back up to the house, and that was Rabbi Wolf. He was always thinking of others and how he could be of help.
It took wisdom of vision and much courage to attempt building an Orthodox community in the spiritual desert of 1950s Long Island. Yet, such men as Herman Wouk, George Weinstein, Solomon Goldwyn, Shelley Gorin, Max Mender, and others did just that. In 1951, with a new charter from the Union of Orthodox Jewish Congregations, the small group of 7 families began to grow rapidly. From the Gray House in 1952, the founding of the North Shore Hebrew Academy in 1954, to the building of the first sanctuary and building in 1955, an Orthodox synagogue became a reality in Great Neck. Yet, something was missing. It was in 1956 that Rabbi Wolf was hired as the rabbi of the Great Neck Synagogue, the headmaster of the North Shore Hebrew Academy, and as head of the Hebrew school as well. Before coming to Great Neck, he founded the Israel Ben Zion Academy Day School and was rabbi of Congregation Ohav Tzedek in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Rabbi Wolf, his wife Elaine, and their family were welcomed with a gala reception in the new building of the Great Neck Synagogue. Rabbi Wolf went right to work.
He went with a milkman every morning because he knew the milkman was bringing milk to families that have little children. And he would thank this milkman for letting me go with you. And he would write down all the names of these people that he was delivering, milk was to be delivered to. And he went to these people afterwards and said, we're starting a day school. You have little children. This is a wonderful way to begin their knowledge.
Rabbi Wolf and Elaine arrived, and he was probably the most knowledgeable, the most cooperative, the easiest person to work with, the most conscientious, and he really worked his heart out.
Rabbi Wolf's legacy will be remembered by many as a rabbi who never focused on how observant the person was, but rather on how observant he or she could become. He felt that by setting the proper halachic standard in the synagogue and by his strong personal example, he would move the person along the best path to committed observance, and in doing so, he influenced so many families and individuals to become Torah-observant Jews.
We were members of Temple Israel, and my mother became involved in Rabbi Wolf's Bible class. But the thing about Rabbi Wolf was that he presented always the kind of openness to everybody in terms of wanting people to feel that they were doing the right thing and being more Jewish. And it was just a tremendous encouragement to the whole family.
During Rabbi Wolf's leadership, the synagogue grew many times over. In 1961, an additional 4 acres was purchased from Dr. Schwartz for a large expansion. In 1965, construction began, and 2 years later, the dedication was held for our current sanctuary, the mikvah, catering hall, and the 2-story building that now houses the North Shore Middle School.
While Rabbi Wolf was the rabbi of the Great Neck Synagogue, tremendous things were accomplished. It made it easier for people to come to our community, because look what we have to offer. We have this marvelous North Shore Hebrew Academy. We have the mikvah. We have the Eruv.
In 1975, after much discussion with the local authorities, Rabbi Wolf secured the go-ahead to build the Eruv in Great Neck.
We needed a special permission from the mayor. So he called the mayor, and the mayor said, look, Rabbi Wolf, you want me to sign the permission to build certain wires? So Rabbi Wolf said, yes, that's what we need. So he said, so I have a question to ask you, Rabbi Wolf. You say you want the Jewish people to carry on the Sabbath. Please tell me, when you say carry on, what does that mean? What do they do? What kind of fun do they do carrying on the Sabbath? So he says, but I'll sign it because I have utter trust in you. I know you wouldn't do anything wrong. He signed the permission, and there's how we got it, Eruv.
This was a major accomplishment that encouraged many young families to move to Great Neck. With Rabbi Wolf's guidance, our shul was always there to support Israel when needed. The Great Neck Synagogue Youth Department grew with a Little League and an NCSY chapter. In 1976, the new Aron Kodesh was dedicated in honor of the rabbi's 20th anniversary. In 1988, Rabbi Wolf was named Rabbi Emeritus, and in 2001, a Torah dedication in honor of Rabbi and Elaine Wolf and other key founders was held on the synagogue's 50th anniversary.
We also say for Torah, the dedication of this very special Torah in honor of Rabbi and Mrs. Wolf and 4 of the founding families of our congregation. We ask Rabbi Wolf to please begin the procession, and we will sing and dance our way to the Great Neck Synagogue.
One thing I remember about Rabbi Wolf was that when I was 15, I was in Israel for the summer, And I walked into the place we're staying, and there was Rabbi Wolf waiting to say hello to me. It was just so wonderful of him to do that.
There are many rabbis, but there was only one Rabbi Wolf. What I will always remember him for is his wonderful expression of you wonderful people with his great smile, and that he always put others before himself.
Sadly, on Purim of 2004, the rabbi was niftar. The entire Great Neck community and Klal Yisrael mourned his loss.
Rabbi Wolf was certainly a chacham, a Talmid Chacham who studied Torah and who taught it throughout his life. But he was a chacham in chesed as well, in caring and in kindness. And in this shul, he is always bifanim, always here in front of us. And each of you here, each of you who has been within the orbit of Rabbi Wolf, has your own particular memories of something that he said, of a moment in your lives when he was there for you or for your family, of a picture on your refrigerator when he went to visit your sons and daughters in Israel.
The lasting legacy of our rabbi is seen not only in Great Neck, but in Israel as well. His Ashes Chayil, Elaine, still is active in our shul and is kept busy with her family, Shimon and Henny, David and Leah, and her 11 grandchildren and 37 great-grandchildren.
So I know when I walk in the street, everybody says, "Oh, I forgot to say Mazel Tov to you, because I hear you just had another great-grandchild." And this is how it goes on and I say, there's a beautiful saying, Peru Uruvu, and that's what my children are doing. That's the right thing to do, because they're being brought up right, and every one of our children are yeshiva children. Thank God, thank God. I've been blessed. I really have been. And I count my blessings. I really do. And we were married 58 years, which was too short.